Hello, my name is Nayoka Lynn and happy Monday. So I'd like to touch on something today. I heard an individual say um, that the reason things were so bad in the apartment he was living in is because of the building that it is. You know, everybody knows that this place is not a good place. Now, think about that for a moment. If everything begins with a thought, and your thoughts create your reality because you are a very powerful soul that creates reality with your minds, emotions, your focus. Now imagine for a moment a big building, and everybody's mindsets in there are, this place sucks. This place just sucks. Nothing right is going to happen in this building because this place just sucks. Look where we are. Oh my. Now I want you to think about that for a moment. That is a collective consciousness of, look, this place sucks. Well, guess what? This place sucks. Yes, yes. Oh my. So yeah, I had another conversation with a young man who didn't like where he lived. And I was staying there for a short bit. And his attitude was, well, look where we live. You know, it's not a good place here where we live. So I like to get up early and I like to have my coffee early. And I went out on the porch and I started noticing that there were some soda cans out in the grass and some garbage here and there. And at the time, my mobility wasn't absolutely the greatest, so I asked him, hey, would you come help me pick this up? He goes, what for? Don't you know where you live? I'm like, what? Yes, come out. Come help me with this. And I took him to the edge of the grass and I said, I want you to look around at your neighbors. Look at your neighbors. Look at their yards. The yards are well kept. Some folks have flowers in their yards. You don't see soda cans and garbage in their yards now, do you? He goes, no. I said, okay, go get a garbage bag and let's clean up. You know, you don't have to absolutely love where you live. Now, this young man was not used to living in this type of neighborhood. But here he was, okay? You don't have to absolutely love your environment, but you can kind of create your own. Yeah. Because he kept saying, well, it's true. I said, it's true for you. There's some people around here that are just absolutely content with where they are, you know. So yeah, so he helped me. Well, look, you don't have to love where you live, but as long as you complain and have ill feelings about where you live, that's your focus. That's what you're thinking. That is a belief. And when you keep thinking of something and it becomes a belief, and you have emotion behind it, guess what? Here comes more. It's like a spiritual bank account. Then I had one individual that I've been talking to, and she said, well, you know, I keep thinking it, and nothing's changed. Okay. It's not a quick fix, although it can be, depending on how powerful, I guess, your thoughts are. But if you've been planting a garden in here about how horrible things are, I would imagine all those seeds you planted by now have taken some deep root. Yeah? You've watered those for a very long time. They are no longer little seedlings or little plants. These are blown out bushes in your mind. Okay? And they're producing flowers and fruit. Okay? Now someone comes along and tells you, hey, why don't you plant these seeds instead? So you plant them and you go out and you water them for a week and you think, see, nothing's happening. Nothing. Oh, those big old bushes you got over there, are trying to take over. Let's root them out. Let's root them out. Let's stop complaining about something in our lives that don't feel good. Let's stop griping and having mindsets that nothing is going to change. I spoke to somebody yesterday who is in the military, who I have very much respect for, about the situation. And he said, I really don't know what's going on. I don't watch the news. I was so happy. I was so proud. I was like, yes, indeed. Yeah. He's too busy living his life. He's too busy doing what he's passionate about. And because he's doing that, he's happy. Well, how am I going to do what I'm passionate about if nothing around me is good? Okay, find something good. Now imagine for a moment that you're living in an apartment, in a building that everybody has deemed the worst. Okay? But you're in this apartment. You have a place to lay down. You have a place to cook your food. You have a place to bathe or shower. Be grateful for that. Start focusing on the good things. Plant those new seeds. Root out that old stuff so it doesn't choke the new seeds. Well, how do I do that? By being appreciative of what you already have. If you're not appreciative over what you already have, what makes you think you're going to get better? You ever give a present to a child and he loves it maybe for the day? Now it's under his bed, or it's in the bottom of his closet somewhere, or kicked in a corner. He has no appreciation for that, but now he wants more. So you give him more. He plays with that for maybe a week. Ends up under the bed, in the bottom of the closet, kicked in a corner somewhere. You got to learn how to take care of what you have and appreciate what you have. Yes, first. Why is that so important? But I don't like where I am. Okay, all your thoughts, all your focus, all your energy is going into something that you don't like. Something you do not prefer. Guess where your energy is going? Where thought goes, energy flows. Yes. So by thinking this all the time, you get more of it. You get more of the things that you don't prefer in your life. So may I suggest, I don't want to beat a dead horse here. May I suggest, if you are not happy with some type of circumstances in your life, if you just can't get up and just change them on a dime, may I suggest you start thinking of all the good things that are in your surroundings. Whatever it is about your situation, find something to be appreciative, to be grateful for. Yeah. It's how it works, you know. Everything starts with a thought. Your thoughts are extremely powerful. And if it's something you keep watering every day, trust me, that root system's going in deep. Yeah. So if it's something that you don't prefer, you're going to get much more of what you don't prefer. If it is something that you desire or that you prefer, and you're watering that, and you're getting happy about the thought of that, you're doing things that make you happy, you're following your passion, it's going to arrive. It's going to arrive. But it hasn't yet. It will. It will when you remove the doubt. Yes. It works, you know. It definitely works. I've sat and I've thought about things, how I didn't like one place I was at. And trust me, I've been in a lot of places. And I just felt like my time there had been finished. You can feel that. You know, you can feel that in your gut. I know I can. You know, you get excited about a place. You get in there and you go through things, maybe learn some life lessons or whatever, and then you come to a place like, you know, I think I'm done here. So if you feel that way, Start planting those seeds. Don't hate where you're at. Appreciate where you've been, where you're at. Thank you, I have a place to shower. Thank you, I have a place to cook my food. Thank you, I have a place to lay my head. I have shelter. And watch, and just really watch. And every time those other thoughts start popping in, because they will, there's a deep root system you got going on there. Every time those thoughts try to rear their head and say, hey, remember, this place sucks. You tell it, well, it might not be what I totally prefer. Speak to that thing, that critic. It might not be what I absolutely prefer, but I am grateful. I am grateful. And start naming the things to be grateful for. And then get busy about something you're passionate about. Well, I'm passionate about doing this and this and this, but it's not available to me. Okay, there's got to be something. There's got to be something that gives you more joy at that time than not. Yeah. So, our beliefs are powerful, and more so now than ever. Our beliefs are powerful. Ask yourself, is this something that I really want to believe? But it's true. It's true because you believe it. So ask yourself, is this something that I can change on a dime, or is this something I'm going to have to root out my own belief systems and start planting new seeds? Yeah. It's how you raise your vibration, You raise your vibration, you're more open. And when you're happy, you're more open to synchronicities and direction from your spirit team. Yes, you have spirit team. Don't let anybody tell you you don't have a spirit team. You have a spirit team. Well, why don't they stop me from doing this and this? Get still. Get happy. Meditate. Listen to some soothing music. Get still. I tried to meditate. I keep thinking about everything. Okay. Put some music on and just get still. Instrumental music, not a bunch of noise. Yeah. Relax. Relax. All right. Get some sunshine today. Put your feet in the grass. You don't have any grass where you're at? Put your feet in the dirt. Yeah. My name is Nayoka Lynn. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday. Namaste.